Forget about the people in your past. They didn't make it to your future for a reason. If you look at your circle and don't feel inspired, then you're not in a circle, you're in a cage. You cannot heal in the same environment where you got sick, and you must be careful who you build with. Some people will use you as the foundation, then finish the structure with someone else. Don't stick with bad friends just because you've known them for a long time. Never give up. You don't know how close you may already be. You can't get much done in life if you only show up on the days when you feel good. Being honest may not get you a lot of friends, but it will always get you the right ones. Your future depends on your focus. And more important than choosing the right person is having the strength to walk away from the wrong one. The longer you entertain what isn't meant for you, the longer you delay what is. Say no to your desire to be perfect, because perfection prevents growth. Drive carefully on the road of life. People will change lanes without warning. You should never sacrifice what you could become for what you already are. You'll learn a lot about people when they don't get what they want from you. Stop being so available to those who only show up when it suits them. Choose your habits with intention. They decide your future. Never apologize for who you are or how you feel. That's like saying sorry for being real. You only get one body in this life. Take care of it. While it's resilient, it can only give you what you give to it. To change your life, you have to change your priorities. If you wouldn't like it done to you, don't do it to others. Time decides who enters your life. Your heart decides who you want in it. And your behavior decides who stays. You are the product of what you do every single day. Don't waste your energy trying to change others. Instead, change yourself or your environment, or both. One of the biggest mistakes we make is assuming others think the way we do. You can either spend your life drawing lines or choose to live it crossing them. Your wound may not be your fault, but your healing is your responsibility. Trying to make everyone happy will ruin your own life. Learn to be content and happy by yourself. If you depend on others for happiness, that dependence will make you weak. Missing someone doesn't mean they should come back into your life. Missing is just part of letting go. The secret to making good mistakes is not hiding them, especially from yourself. Growth is painful, but it's necessary. The future belongs to those who prepare for it today. Being true to yourself might lead to loneliness, but it's worth it. Hiding from your problems won't make them disappear. Facing them is the only way to grow. Never give someone the opportunity to waste your time twice. Time is precious, but even more precious is who you spend it on. Don't cling to any one person, not even the one you love most. Every person can be both a prison and a hiding place. Worry about your character, not your reputation. Character is who you are. Reputation is who they think you are. Be like a tree and let the dead leaves fall. You won't be happy with someone else if you aren't first happy with yourself. Don't be afraid to do things on your own. Waiting for others might make you miss some of the best parts of life. Often, the ones who ask the most from you are the ones who do the least for you. Be smart enough to ask for advice, but wise enough to know who to ask. You never know the value of a moment until it becomes a memory. And if you go a whole day without encountering a challenge, you might not be on the right path. The moment you feel like you're hanging by a thread, let go. You shouldn't be holding on to anything that makes you feel that way. You can't make someone love you by giving them more of what they already don't appreciate. Don't center your happiness around one person. If they leave, you'll be left with nothing. You can't be everywhere and have everything. Learn to choose what matters and commit to it fully. Sometimes you must close certain doors, not out of pride, incapacity, or arrogance, but simply because they no longer lead anywhere. The greatest gift you can give yourself is freedom from what others think. You were born with 2 ears and 1 mouth. Use them in that proportion. Action creates more clarity than thought. You can't think your way into a new life, you must act your way into one. If you aren't resilient by now, know that life will only get harder. Never judge someone without knowing their whole story. You might think you understand, but you don't. Stop explaining yourself to everyone. You owe no one an explanation for how you choose to live. Real change begins when we stop doing what we've always done. Growth is when you start checking and correcting yourself instead of blaming others. That's how you take your power back, by owning your life. Going back to an ex is like showering and then putting dirty underwear back on. You can't begin a new chapter until you finish the last one. Tell yourself what's past will not return. Nothing is irreplaceable. A habit is not a need. Do something today your future self will thank you for. If you don't design your own life, you'll fall into someone else's plan, and they likely don't have much planned for you. Chasing happiness leads to misery until you realize happiness is the way. The more seriously you take yourself, the more unhappy you'll become. Never hate jealous people. They're only jealous because they believe you are better than them. Don't complain about what you have the power to change. When you blame someone else for your problems, you give them power. And remember, later often means never. Never seek sympathy. Those who truly care will be there without needing reminders. Forgiving someone silently and walking away is a powerful form of self-care. Don't make permanent decisions based on temporary emotions. Stay far from narcissists. They don't play fair, and they will drain your spirit. Slowly, wholly accept the present moment as if you had chosen it. Work with life, not against it. Make it your ally, not your enemy. That mindset will transform your world. You can't make someone love you the way you love them. The only time you should look back is to see how far you've come. Discipline yourself. Keep the promises you make to yourself. Reward your growth. Trust your own commitment. Build in silence. Then no one knows where to attack. Treat yourself like someone you're responsible for helping. Clocks show time, but time reveals people. Recognizing that you're not where you want to be is the first step toward change. You'll never grow if you only stick to what you've already mastered. Let others' actions speak for them. They will show you more than they'll ever say. Your life becomes meaningful in direct proportion to the depth of the responsibility you're willing to carry. If you don't heal from what hurt you, you'll end up bleeding on those who didn't cut you. No matter how much good you do, some people will only remember your mistakes. Don't count on people to do what's right. They often act from self-interest. Not ethics. Don't quit. Sometimes the things you're hoping for arrive when you least expect them. You can't change someone who doesn't think they're doing anything wrong. Failure isn't the end. It shows us what isn't the way. Stop overestimating others and underestimating yourself. Let the pain visit, allow it to teach you, but don't let it stay. Never ignore contempt. When someone treats you like you're beneath them, it's a sign they may do real harm. Remove them. Most of the time you'll have to endure the pain and grow on your own. Commitment gets you started, consistency moves you forward, and persistence keeps you going. Sacrifice today for a better tomorrow. Pain is only a message, your body and soul repairing something broken. You must be willing to feel it. Sometimes the only way to know what could have been is to take the leap, even if it's terrifying. Growth never comes from comfort. Sometimes you have to suffer in life, not because you're a bad person, but because you didn't realize when to stop being good to the wrong one. Life won't teach you anything if you always think you're right. The question isn't who's going to let you, it's who's going to stop you. You'll never see the greatness ahead if you keep staring at the wreckage behind. Stop asking why they kept doing it and start asking why you kept allowing it. Be careful who you trust. Salt and sugar look the same. Don't blame the clown for being a clown. Ask why you keep going to the circus. Don't take criticism from someone you wouldn't take advice from. Confidence grows fastest when you do exactly what scares you. Never keep people in your life who don't love and respect you the way you love and respect them. Boundaries won't make you lose real relationships. They'll only shed the ones that were fake. Your past isn't meant to chain you, it's meant to teach you how to handle the present. Never discuss your pain with someone who lacks the capacity to help heal it. You're free to choose, but not free from the consequences of that choice. Those who avoid failure also avoid success. Change is hard at first, messy in the middle, and beautiful in the end. You are defined by what you do, not what you say you'll do. When someone says you can't, they're showing you their limits, not yours. Take care of your thoughts when you're alone, and your words when you're with others. A man with no vision for the future will always run back to the comfort of the past. Stop doing things for people once it becomes an expectation instead of an appreciation. If you expect life to be fair because you are fair, that's like expecting a lion not to eat you because you didn't eat him. Don't raise your voice, raise your argument. Change is inevitable, but growth is optional. Don't cling to a mistake just because you spent a lot of time making it. Leave when a promise turns into a sorry. Your best teacher is your last mistake. You'll rarely be criticized by someone doing more than you. It's usually by someone doing less. A mistake repeated is no longer a mistake, it's a decision. Sometimes you can do everything right and still watch it fall apart. When that happens, gather the pieces and move forward anyway. Be alone sometimes. It's essential for your peace and clarity. Anger is self-inflicted punishment for someone else's wrongdoing. Mistakes don't define your character, but how you respond to them does. Talent can take you far, but character is what keeps you there. Trust takes a lifetime to build and a moment to destroy. If you won't fight for what you want, don't cry for what you lost. Set goals so big they force you to grow into someone capable of reaching them. Be cautious of those in your circle, but not in your corner. Life gives us many chances to fail and just as many to get it right. If your motivation is to be better than someone else, that's the very thing holding you back. Your growth doesn't need applause to be real. Don't just go through life, grow through it. We don't walk away to punish others, we walk away because we finally learned the lesson. Stop being thoughtful in spaces where you're not even a thought. There are two ways to do things, right and again. If fear, anger, or pride are leading you, nature will put you in competition. But if you are led by courage, awareness, and peace, life itself will move to support you. If you have to keep asking yourself whether it's worth it, it probably isn't. A person must be old enough to recognize their mistakes, wise enough to learn from them, and strong enough to fix them. Teach your heart to accept even the disappointments that come from those you love most. As you mature, you'll realize silence is more powerful than any argument. And remember, someday isn't a real day, even if for some it becomes their entire life. A man who stands for nothing will fall for anything. Once a problem is solved, its simplicity is often shocking. You can't control someone's loyalty. You can pour yourself into them and still be left empty. Believe half of what you see and none of what you hear. Learn to be happy by yourself, because if your joy depends on company, then your strength depends on others. Don't let emotions, yours or anyone else's, drive your life. Yesterday is gone. Don't let it dominate today. If you want to know who controls you, look at who you're not allowed to criticize. Most people never begin because they're scared of starting. Don't change for anyone's happiness but your own. Respect starts with how you treat yourself. Don't expect more from others than you give to you. Whatever's hurting you now won't hurt forever. Time moves, and so will you. Don't borrow what you can't afford to lose. Actions reveal truth. Words reveal intentions. You can't change people, and trying to is disrespectful to their autonomy. Chasing a person won't raise your value. Chasing principle, morality, and self-respect will. If you blame others for everything, don't expect anything to get better. Forgiving is not about making them feel better. It's about setting yourself free. The right path is often the hardest one to walk. Knowledge isn't free. It demands attention. Only the disciplined are truly free. Those without discipline are prisoners to moods and temptation. Life will teach you the same lessons until you learn them. A rocking boat isn't a reason to jump ship. Ride it out, balance. adjust. Speak only what you can live with. Do only what you'll be proud of later. Sometimes the decision you make matters less than your willingness to stand by it. Don't let the world's noise drown your soul's whisper. Judgment is easy, thinking is hard. Live in reality, not fantasy. Never do something you'll have to lie about. You don't know someone until you've lived with them. Never marry before you've truly shared a life. Everyone meets a crossroads where the past must be released, no matter how tightly you've held it. The real tragedy is holding on to what's already gone. A broken heart is a rite of passage to deeper love. It's the cost of depth. When you make a commitment, you spark hope. When you honor it, you build trust. How others treat you says more about them than it does about you. Listen, not to reply, but to understand. Be the person your younger self needed. The answer will always be no until you find the courage to ask. Don't decide in anger. Don't promise in joy. Today is the tomorrow you once dreamed of. Live it like it matters. You'll always be a villain in someone's story, no matter how pure your heart is. True understanding of another only comes from walking through their thoughts, and most of us will never get that far. If you need more than one hand to count your best friends, you probably aren't being one yourself. People don't get tired of love, they get tired of waiting, of lies, of apologies without change. Some talk to you when they're free, others make time. Learn the difference. If you don't overcome your habit of quitting, your life will leave nothing behind. Privacy is power. What people don't know, they can't destroy. Don't waste your life dreaming about what could have been. Pour yourself into what is. The world owes you nothing. It's too vast and distracted to focus on your wants. Not everyone will understand your mission. Not everyone will share your vision. That's fine. You're not here to be understood by everyone. You're here to be you. And sometimes the strongest people are those who smile through unseen pain, cry behind locked doors, and fight silent battles that no one ever hears about. Maybe your path is harder because your calling is higher. Everything will be okay in the end, and if it's not okay, then it's not the end. People will disappoint you, so never place all your trust in one person. Hard work doesn't guarantee success, but laziness almost always guarantees failure. You'll never know real joy if you're constantly looking for validation from others. Anything you stop fearing loses its control over you. The pursuit of perfection is a trap. Aim for progress instead. Your self-worth is not up for negotiation. Don't settle for anything or anyone that makes you forget that. Be careful what you tolerate, because you're teaching people how to treat you. You may never be 100% sure about a decision. Make it anyway. Fixing a choice is better than regretting not making one at all. Learn to say no without guilt. That word protects your peace, your time, your purpose. You'll chase happiness forever until you realize that happiness isn't a destination, it's the way. Maybe the reason you're not healing is because you keep trying to be who you were. That version of you is gone. There's a new you being born. Breathe life into them. There will always be someone who can't see your worth. Just don't let that someone be you. You won't grow if you always believe you're right. No one owes you anything. You have to earn everything you want. Life is full of things we don't want to happen, but must accept. Lessons we don't want to learn, but must. And people we don't want to lose, but have to let go. What you want requires consistency and discipline. Life can change in an instant, so don't take the present moment for granted. Use it well. The most dangerous enemies are the ones pretending to be your friends. People's actions speak louder than anything they say. Never define yourself by your lowest point. Only delay what you're willing to die having left undone. The harder life gets, the closer you are to a breakthrough. Excuses change nothing. Take responsibility. You will make mistakes. Don't dwell. Grow. Surround yourself with people who challenge your thinking, not just your comfort. Don't make decisions in anger. Don't make promises in joy. You'll never understand the damage you've done until it happens to you. Be mindful of who you let into your life. Some will drain you and leave you with the blame. Maturity is having the power to destroy someone and choosing peace instead. You are the only one you can control. Be humble enough to know you could lose everything and confident enough to know you can rebuild it all. Every step forward, no matter how small, is progress. Spend so much time improving yourself that you forget to judge others. Smart people learn that overthinking doesn't help. Sometimes you just have to trust your gut. It all begins and ends in your mind. What you give power to will control you. So work on mastering your thoughts. Excuses are easy. Courage is what finds the way forward. Life won't wait for you to be okay. Don't let love become the reason you tolerate being mistreated. Every lie you tell plants seeds for a future storm. Do the right thing now. If you believe in yourself, you don't have to convince anyone else. Learn to miss someone without needing them back. If life were easy, you'd never grow. Some people can only live in your heart, not in your life. You won't feel better by chance. You feel better by doing things that are worth feeling good about. Trading long-term peace for short-term pleasure is the recipe for regret. Don't be afraid to set boundaries. If they walk away, let them. It only means they were never meant to stay. Life gets lighter when you accept the apology you never got. The first step toward change is deciding not to stay where you are. Slow success builds character. Fast success inflates ego. If you don't separate yourself from your distractions will separate you from your purpose. When you do what everyone else does, you guarantee average. Don't lose yourself trying to please a world that barely even knows who you are. Tolerating too much from the people you want to keep will slowly erode your peace. Focus your attention on creating the life you want instead of numbing yourself from the one you're in. When your intentions are sincere, it's not you who loses people, it's others who lose you. When you know who you are, you stop fearing what you're missing. What isn't meant for you no longer disturbs your spirit. The quickest way to destroy your confidence is by breaking promises to yourself. Stop cheating on your future with your past. You grow only as much as the truth you're willing to accept without running away from it. All failure is temporary if you just keep going, but blaming others for your life, that gives them power over you, power to define your story and steal your happiness. Blind trust often invites betrayal. The only person who truly needs to understand your journey is you. Life improves the moment you stop assuming you'll always have more time. Be proactive. Each day should move you forward. The first to apologize is the bravest. The first to forgive is the strongest. And the first to forget is always the happiest. No single thing, no relationship, no job, no dream will magically fix your life. Healing is an inside job. Show respect, even to those who don't deserve it. It's not about them, it's about who you are. Winning isn't everything, but you always win when you know you gave your best. Set your own standards. Find your why, because your why is the root of your ambition and the soul of your actions. Taking responsibility for your life brings more peace than pain. Be who you are and say what you feel. Those who matter won't mind, and those who mind don't matter. When you talk, you repeat what you know. But when you listen, you invite growth. Never date someone you wouldn't also trust as a friend. The more lessons you can learn from watching others, the less pain you'll have to feel for yourself. Healing also means looking at how you've contributed to your own suffering. Challenge yourself. Growth demands it. Ignore red flags and you'll pay for it later. Peace doesn't mean quiet or ease, it means calm in the middle of the storm. Avoid people who use their pain as an excuse to hurt others. Keep your privacy. Most people don't care, and some secretly want to see you fail. When you react impulsively, you surrender your power. Perfectionism and procrastination are two sides of the same coin. Both keep you stuck. Action is the cure. Go where you're appreciated, not just tolerated. Fix your body. It reflects your discipline, your choices, your will. A strong body helps build a strong mind. Some disconnections are blessings in disguise. Real success isn't about validation. It's about pushing forward, seizing chances, and proving to yourself what you're capable of. When you find someone smarter than you don't compete, collaborate. Not everyone will give what you give. That's not on you. Your heart is your own. Protect it. Your mental state defines your experience. Treat your mental health as seriously as your physical health. Challenge your mind. Speak kindly to yourself. Life is hard, but mostly because we undervalue what comes easy. Don't let loneliness drive you into choices you'll regret forever. When you're headed in the right direction, you stop getting offended or angry all the time because you're too focused on what truly matters. Growth means learning even when it's uncomfortable or dull. Keep your personal life private. Not saying everything, even when you want to, is elite self-care. Find a relationship where just being yourself makes the other person feel lucky. One of the most dangerous things you can do is compare your life to someone else's. It's not a race, it's your journey. Don't give up after one setback. Failure is not the end, it's only the beginning. A detour on the road to success doesn't mean failure, it just means growth in disguise. Just because you can't yet see the point behind a hard moment doesn't mean there isn't one. When you believe, your mind finds a way forward. Embrace the long game. Patience is the ultimate competitive advantage in the game of life. Your future needs you. Your past doesn't. Being true to yourself might leave you feeling lonely, but that loneliness is far more honest than the company that demands you abandon who you are. You'll be pulled down out of jealousy. Don't be surprised. It's part of the process. Change is scary, but stagnation is scarier. Everyone will hurt you at some point. The goal is to find those worth the hurt. On days when life feels too easy, you might not be challenging yourself enough. The magic you seek lies inside the work you keep avoiding. Discipline is a skill. Keep your promises to yourself. Reward your progress so you can trust and motivate yourself. Our lives are shaped by opportunities, even the ones we miss. Build in silence. It's the safest place to grow. No one can sabotage what they can't see. Pain doesn't leave until it teaches you something. And sometimes the lesson comes more than once. Stay cool and collected under pressure, not by suppressing emotions, but by not letting them control you. The more you cling to the past, the dimmer your future becomes. Failure is only real when you stop trying. Rejection is only real when you don't ask. The only mistake is not risking anything. If you can't say no, your yes means nothing. People may want you to succeed, just not more than they want it for themselves. Don't overestimate others or underestimate yourself. Blame is borrowed power. Let it go, even when it seems impossible. Life has a way of working out. Never sacrifice what you could become for what you are now. You don't need to prove anything, not to them, not even to yourself. Luck favors the ones who keep showing up. Good things don't come to those who... they come to those who act. Don't make one person the sole reason for your happiness. If they leave, don't leave yourself empty. When you feel like giving up, remember the reason you held on so long. Never put relationships before your dreams. You may lose them both. Love can happen again. Don't fear its loss. Most endings are blessings in disguise. You'll have to make very practical choices about what matters most, because if you don't, life will make them for you. Change happens when you step away from what you've always done. Failure lights the path by showing you what isn't the way. It's normal to feel sadness even after making the right decision. No matter how kind or loving you are, some people will dislike you for reasons that have nothing to do with you. Don't waste your peace on them. Later often means never. Bad times, strangely, are gifts. They wake us up to the good we took for granted. Never beg for sympathy. The people who love you will show up without being asked. You don't have to prove your worth through grand gestures. You can't make someone love you by offering more of what they already don't value. Sometimes you must quietly swallow the pain and grow up alone. Money doesn't guarantee happiness, but poverty brings its own weight. Hiding from problems only delays the pain. Facing them is where growth begins. Regrets linger, when we refuse to forgive ourselves or others. Time spent comparing yourself to someone else is time stolen from your own life. Kindness is beautiful, but unchecked, it invites misuse. Problems are often shaped by the way we think about them. Our perception is the magnifier. Ironically, your obsession with happiness may be what keeps it from reaching you. Treat yourself as someone worthy of care and guidance. If you're in your 20s, understand relationships will break and plans will fall apart. But these are lessons, not losses. Don't stress, it's all practice until it counts. Your friends and family may love you deeply, but that doesn't mean they always know what's best for your path. The greatest sin is to believe you are weak. Don't let love blind you into accepting mistreatment. Loving someone should never cost you your dignity. Life becomes more peaceful once you learn when to speak and when to stay silent. That wisdom doesn't come quickly, but once it does, everything flows more smoothly. You have to take chances. Yes, it's uncomfortable. Yes, it's scary. But you'll never know what could have been if you don't try. The big secret in life is that there is no secret. Whatever you want is possible if you're willing to work for it. Make yourself indispensable. If you don't, you'll soon find yourself irrelevant. Never become completely dependent on anyone. You must always be capable of supporting yourself financially, emotionally, and physically. A wise man can learn more from his enemies than a fool can from his friends. Sometimes we walk away from our dreams not out of fear of failure, but out of fear of success. You can't expect everyone to be kind, and you can't be kind to everyone without draining yourself. During the darkest times, people will show you who they truly are. Pay attention. If you don't heal from your wounds, you'll end up hurting people who had nothing to do with them. Don't put too much trust in anyone. Never expect, just observe. Don't keep bad friends out of loyalty to the past. Sometimes the most painful wounds become the entry points to our most beautiful transformation. But people often only want to hear the good, not the struggles. When you hide your pain, it festers. And when it finally surfaces, it hits harder. When a defining moment comes, you can either define it or let it define you. Avoid narcissists. They don't play fair. They'll drain you slowly until nothing's left. Learn to choose your thoughts as carefully as your clothes. This is real power. If you must control something, control your mind, because that's the only thing truly within your grasp. No matter how much good you do, people often remember only your mistakes. Life is always asking you a question, and your choices are the answer. Make them count. Let go of the need to be perfect. It holds you back from becoming better. The pain of prioritizing people who never prioritized you, that's a lesson you only need to learn once. You need to know where you're going. You can't wander through life and expect fulfillment. Random movement leads to frustration, anxiety, and regret. Dreams without goals are just dreams. And when you feel like you're hanging by a thread, let go. If something makes you feel that unstable, it's not meant for you. Ironically, the bad things in life don't hit us as deeply as we fear, and the good things rarely last as long as we hope. We adapt quickly to both. Never ignore contempt. If someone treats you as beneath them, they will eventually harm you. Walk away. Even a happy life must contain a measure of darkness. Without contrast, joy loses its meaning. You cannot be happy with another if you're not at peace with yourself. Don't be afraid of life. Believe it is worth living. And that belief alone begins to shape your reality. Holding grudges doesn't hurt the ones you hate. It only poisons you. The only thing that makes a dream impossible is fear. Fear of failing. Fear of trying. You don't realize the value of a moment until it becomes a memory. Pain, when clearly understood, begins to lose its power. Emotions become manageable when we stop letting them rule us. People's actions reveal their truth, not their words. Real growth begins when you stop blaming and start changing. You take your power back the moment you own your choices. When you don't understand someone's behavior, look at the outcome of their actions. The consequences tell you more than their intentions ever will. The biggest risk in life is refusing to take one. In a rapidly changing world, the only guaranteed failure is staying still. Tomorrow never comes because it's always today.